Why can't you focus? How to make focus a habit. Have you tried doing something and your focus just goes all the other directions? There are several situations in which you might benefit from improved concentration. It doesn't matter if it's for school, learning, job, or a pastime. You can achieve your goals faster if you can concentrate. Want to know how to get many things done by concentrating? Then keep your attention posted in this video. And don't open other tabs on your computer or cell phone. Let's begin. We have two types of focus: directed focus and scattered focus. Scattered focus is broadly distributed attention. This is your usual multitasker, attempting to complete many tasks at once. Studying, while talking on the phone, while cooking dinner, or someone who's trying to play the piano, but they keep thinking about their favorite Netflix shows. And this is what the majority of people do. They divert their focus to a variety of activities. The difficulty with this type of focus is that your brain is terrible at switching between numerous tasks at once. You see, switching from one work to another does not happen instantly. Instead, your brain must load everything you're doing into your working memory. When you frequently move your attention from one subject to another, your brain is forced to load and reload context on an ongoing basis. Essentially, you wind up squandering a lot of mental energy, going back and forth, leaving you weary and unable to do anything. On the contrary, directed focus is a type of focus where your attention is tied into a single task while disregarding everything else. This is what you should strive towards, and it is where exceptional performers spend their attention. They focus on one thing at a time, much like a laser beam, and they execute it to the best of their abilities, disregarding all other stimuli. So, how can you prevent having scattered focus? It may not sound easy, but you have to do it. Remove all distractions and prevent any stimuli that might interfere with your attention. Consider it this way. Let's say you have 100% of focus available at any time. That means you can use that 100% in any way you like. For example, you could use them all on studying, thus achieving directed focus there. Now, let's say your dad enters in your room while you're studying and tells you that dinner will be ready in 45 minutes. Even if you were super concentrated, and even if that interaction only lasted for 10 seconds, your attention is now divided. You will constantly be thinking about dinner, and your focus will not be as good as it was before. Let's say 15% of your focus was diverted on that dinner, taking it away from your studying session. It's now going to take some time before you're able to fully regain your focus, and you will end up wasting your mental energy in the process. Now, the funny thing is, you're most likely carrying a similarly distracting dad with you all the time: your phone. This device is the biggest anti-focus machine there is. It rings, it vibrates, and whenever you get a new notification, it makes a sound or lights up. One notification is all it takes to take your mind off of the thing you were supposed to be concentrating on. I propose that if you want to concentrate on something, you place it somewhere where you know it won't bother you and where you won't be able to look at it. Use the 20-second rule to your advantage. Your physiology might also be interfering with your capacity to focus. This is something that is rarely considered. However, in order for your mind to work efficiently, you must first take care of your body. Your attention will deteriorate if you sleep less than 7 hours every day. Exercise should always be performed on a daily basis. Thanks to the release of dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and other neurotransmitters, your ability to focus on difficult tasks improves. By exercise, I don't mean going out and running a marathon, but a short walk around the block is already sufficient. Hydration is also crucial. You may have observed that when you first get up in the morning, you can't think well. Food with a high sugar level causes brain fog and an inability to focus. You might wish to look at healthier options. So, if you want to focus better, take care of your body. Your food is what you focus. Let's now look at ways to improve your concentration. It is worth noting that focus is a skill. You can really train your attention in the same way that you would practice for a sport. The more you practice, the better you will get. When you first start, you might only be able to focus for 10 minutes. But if you practice it every day, your capacity to concentrate will improve, and you will be able to do it for longer lengths of time. So it's okay if you can't concentrate for hours right now. Over time, you can improve your directed focus. And the greatest approach to train your attention is to set aside time in your day to focus solely on one job. Essentially, you want to make focus a habit. Many of us are waiting for the right occasion when we are inspired before we go and try to focus. But that is the incorrect approach. Instead, set out a certain time period during the day to sit down and focus solely on one task for as long as possible. You then want to safeguard that period of time. The greatest period for focus is in the morning, around 1 hour after waking up. That is usually when you're completely awake and your mind is not preoccupied with other things that demand your attention. Furthermore, there are usually no distractions at that moment, and all of your focus is ready to be dispersed. But what about later in the day? You see, if you've had a busy day, your attention has already been diverted in several places, and your brain is being overstimulated. That is why it is so much simpler to focus in the morning. After all, your brain has been sleeping for 8 hours. So if you decide to turn your attention to a cognitively demanding work, such as studying, in the middle of a distracted afternoon, you will have difficulty directing your focus. Your mind will be preoccupied with other matters. As a result, such attempts will typically fail. But that doesn't make it hard to concentrate late in the day. All you have to do is destimulate your brain, and you accomplish this by taking a decent rest. It's difficult to focus on something for an extended amount of time without becoming mentally exhausted, and it makes no difference whether the focus is scattered or directed. Both are draining. That is why every now and then you should take a break and relax your thoughts. However, here is where the majority of individuals fail. Taking a break, does not imply whipping out your phone and checking Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. You're still overstimulating your brain and mentally engaged, which drains rather than recharges your mental energy. Instead, you should go for a walk, meditate, or even take a nap. Because they are less stimulating, these activities allow you to unplug and begin recharging your mental energy. Sounds boring, right? But you should allow yourself to be bored in order to give your brain some breathing room. Of course, taking a mental break isn't simply for switching from scattered to directed attention. It's also effective when you wish to increase your capacity to focus deeply. Another way to look at it is to imagine you've been practicing choir for an hour without stopping. Then, you have a 15-minute break before you'll use those vocal cords again for another hour. You can choose to A. Sit down, relax, and do nothing for 15 minutes. Or B. Vocalize and practice those high notes for 15 minutes. Obviously, you choose option A. as you don't want to exasperate your voice even more. You want to have enough energy to survive the next 1 hour choir practice. So find an activity that suits you and is not mentally stimulating, and it helps you to disconnect. Now, the perfect technique that ties intense focus and mental breaks together is the Pomodoro technique. You can accomplish this by focusing on a certain task. Then, you set a timer for 25 minutes and focus only on that task. When the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break before restarting the timer. After 4 25-minute sessions, you take a lengthier rest, often lasting 30 minutes. Of course, it does not have to be that strict. 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of relaxation are only guidelines. You can do it for as long as you like, depending on the difficulty of the work. So, you should experiment a little to see which combination works best for you and your needs. Time is a valuable resource, so don't waste this ticking asset by allowing yourself to be distracted all the time. Thus, make a clear, singular goal and try to focus and accomplish it as soon as possible so you can cater to other tasks that need your attention. Thus, do things one at a time. This is it for this video. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. And if you did, give this video a quick like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay focused all the time. Bye!